Games from the Cellar, the board gaming podcast.
Would you guys believe it's already halfway through April?
Why would you date
It is. Yeah.
Because we're talking about the May getaway.
Everybody
I'm
do their
trying
taxes.
to segue into it.
Taxes are done.
Yeah, who pays taxes?
Oh crap! I'll be back.
Idiots.
I did mine 2 hours ago.
Fools.
I got mine right before 5 o'clock. Dropped it in early.
Next, you'll tell me you believe in the IRS.
All right, so annually, we retreat to Delaware to play board games for a long weekend, right?
Yeah,
we
quite a long
usually get
weekend.
down there on Thursday, leave on Sunday. We play a bunch of games and have a good time, and I thought it would be fun if we made a list of the games that we hope to get to this weekend. Because,
Nothing elevates the gaming experience like homework.
well, yeah, of course.
We do it ahead of time, so that way we can just game when we get there.
But I mean,
That's
part
what
of the problem
homework
is we bring like
800.
like
games.
hundreds of games, and we might play like 3 of them.
Right.
I'm not opposed to a little bit of organization. I'm fine with that.
I think
Yeah,
last
I'm
year Chris
cutting way back.
said he was going to bring like 5 games,
Well-
and he showed up with like 30.
And that's why I kicked the list out. I'm like, start putting games on the list so that we bring the games that we actually want to play, and not every single game that we can find. I think part of last year too was I think I have half of the games that I have here belong to you guys. So I have quite a list, and then I said, what games do you want me to bring? And everybody just kept on putting more and more onto the table that I had set up back there, and I brought them all. So I like this fact that we're getting a list ahead of time. Yes. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, it's not really just, this isn't the de facto list. This is the list of games that you're most excited about trying to play.
Right, but there's 6 of us.
There are 6 of us.
Which means we're going to be listing 18 games.
Yeah, but some of these games are duped, so I don't see any reason why we can't hit every game on this list.
Especially over 3 days.
yeah, somebody playing not everybody playing every game, but somebody playing every game.
It's
So,
not like
yeah.
we have World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and Descent all listed.
Right, and I looked at the list of what
Can I
everybody's
change my
putting
list?
out there and said, oh, I want to play that one, I want to play that one, I want to play that one. Yeah. So I came up with 3 different ones, but there's 3 that I There's definitely plenty to wanna go play. around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
So-
worry about that at all.
So I asked the question. I asked each of you to provide me with a list of 3 games that you were excited to get to over the weekend. So I would like to go through the list and just kind of let you guys explain or let you guys kind of pitch the game, just so we have an idea of what's going on. I mean, a lot of these we're pretty familiar with, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on some of these as we go along. So since I wrote Sam's name at the top, we're going to start with Sam's first game, which is Deep Rock Galactic.
All right, so how many of you also wanted to play Deep Rock Galactic?
Me.
I didn't put it on the list, but I do want
It's
All right.
on John's list.
It's on John's
It
list.
is indeed
Cody
on my
wanted
list.
to. Ed owns it.
Ed owns it. I am in
So he
possession
has
of
to
it.
play it.
Are you really?
Yeah, he left it at mine.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll right next door.
So we played Deep Rock Galactic. I can't remember. We did a podcast on
We
it
did.
too.
Yes,
right?
we did.
And it got resoundingly positive review from us. Everybody loved it.
Absolutely.
It was great fun, and I'm really looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah, if anything, I'm kind of like, oh, boy, we should have played it before we get to May. But,
Yeah,
You know,
I do
just
kind of
stuff
feel
it.
like, dang, we should have played it since then. Why did we not?
So Steven came up with a neat idea that he was talking about. I don't know if he'll cut this or not. But if we get different color Post-it notes, or we take Post-it notes and we write our name on it.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And then put those on, because whatever games we have, we lay them out. And if that's something that you would really want to play, you put your thing on there. And if it's one that you're not, I could miss it, then you don't put your Well, it Post-it sounds on. like a lot of pressure is all I'm saying. You get like six Post-it notes. You're going to put them on different
John,
games.
you've only put out 3 Post-it notes. You've got to put out more.
See, that's what I'm
Another
saying.
audio
See, a lot of
clip
peer
where-
pressure going on.
Wait, where are we
You've
putting
gotta
out
put
Post-it
out
notes
more.
already?
On the game box.
On the game box.
Right.
Yeah,
That.
so I mean, it's kind of like maybe when we're doing this
I was
review, it's
gonna
like,
write
oh,
mine
I'll
on
put,
marker.
a Post-it on that. But I mean, Yeah.
Uh,
I have no context because I haven't listened to the podcast, and I But was not there for that.
uh,
type What of always game. happens is you'll get heads down on some big game. You'll be like, yeah, you're really rocking and rolling. Then you look over and you go, oh man, I was hoping to get in on that one, because the other end of the table is a game. You think, yeah, I want to get on that one too, and that's okay, because you're playing something you enjoy. So it's the Post-it notes can be there. I'm just not sure that every single time you're going to actually be able to get everybody together. Well, at least you kind of know who to talk to. If
It
it's got
will-
like 5 Post-it notes on it, then
It will hopefully avoid the issue of us sitting around going, so what do you want to play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like you were
vacation
saying-
time. It's okay if you got a little downtime and you just sort of chat.
All games
No.
all the time. Just go.
We've only got like 3.5 days to play games there, John.
So
That's it. That's not enough time.
That and every Monday.
Do you know how
for
many
the
games
entire
there are to
rest of the
play?
year.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you how this is going to work. We're going to get there Wednesday night. Thursday night, we'll play games all day. On Friday, we're going to get up one at a time, get a cup of coffee,
9
sit
o'clock,
around,
9:30.
sit around the kitchen. We'll be sitting at the dining room table, and John will go, "Hey,
Why don't you try and
here's a
don't you
game
play
that I've been
Maria?"
thinking
No,
about
no.
playing.
Crokinole.
I want to see what it is." And then we'll spend the rest of the day playing that game and destroying it.
Yeah, because at some point we'll start getting nasty and we'll figure out how to really screw each other with the rules.
They're
and,
just talking about Illimat.
Well, there was
thought they were talking about
there's
Winner
other
Circle.
games that we've have totally
Yeah.
sidetracked.
I
us.
do really want to play Maria this time, though, now that you mentioned it.
And is that a 2-player game?
Three-player game.
Three.
3-player game.
Exactly
Oh, that's right. That's
three.
one you played with Kevin.
It is on my list. We'll get to
That
that one.
I felt like
Yes, he is.
I felt like John was talking about me when you're describing like playing a game and getting into it and looking over and going like, oh, I wish I could have played that game. Mm-hmm. That was me last year with Maria. We were playing StarCraft. And I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
see?
it became, are you playing Maria or are you playing StarCraft? Oh, I'm playing, what?
Yeah, were you playing? Were you trying to play
no.
both? Okay.
I was trying to figure out how Maria worked, but also StarCraft wasn't as fun as
he
I
was
thought it would be.
lurking the game, not actually
The
playing
maps.
it.
The map totally sucked.
The map was rough.
Cody, you want to play Game of Thrones?
Yeah, honestly, none of the games on my list are games I own or know much about.
Mhm.
They just sounded interesting.
You have that one, right, Ed?
Yeah,
It
I
is
got
do
an
have
Ed
that
It's
game.
on the master
I
list.
also have that one.
It's a good game.
Really?
Yeah, I've
I-
never
you have
played
Two
my
copies
copy.
of a Game of Thrones.
Bring your copy. Mine had some water damage not
Okay.
that long ago.
Didn't I need like a specific deck or something? You were talking about it, like the base deck is
Well,
busted
it depends.
somehow.
It depends on how many people you want to play. The base game plays, I think,
Is that
7? I think
yeah, it's
the
a
base
lot.
game can play 7. If everybody wanted to play it all at once, there is an expansion deck we can get for the 8th person.
And do you have that expansion deck, Ed?
No, but I can get it from Amazon. It'll be here in like 2 days.
I don't have it.
I'll get that.
Okay,
You bring the base game. I'll bring the
okay, because I think there will technically be 8 of us there.
Do you think this is a game that all 8 of us will want to play?
No,
It's
probably
only about
not.
8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And I'm
just
not
the-
playing
that's
Lannister.
just the first
It's just
season.
that simple.
It's a
I'll play the Lannisters.
it's
Of
a good
course
game.
you will.
It's for if you're not familiar with how it's played. It's Game of Thrones. You're trying to take over Westeros. I think the goal is you have to capture 7 castles or strongholds within the game. Everyone's obviously trying to stop you from doing the same thing. No, it's more like diplomacy, but in
This should be the first thing
fun.
we play.
Yeah,
Just so we can hold
Yeah, so we
grudges
can all be
all
angry
the
and yell at each other.
I'll bring
destroying friendships for over 100
I'll play
years.
I'll bring diplomacy.
Anybody want to play Maria? No, screw you. You play by your damn self.
Yeah,
You play every game like Cody was playing Thunder Road.
Chaos, retribution.
It's all about retribution from here on in.
Yeah, it's much more like diplomacy than Risk. You're issuing orders to troops on the map. Nobody knows what your orders are until it's time to reveal your orders.
Making and breaking
No,
alliances.
it is like
Making
this.
and breaking
So it's
alliances.
kind of like Robo Rally?
I've never
No,
played
well,
Robo
yeah,
Rally.
that is like diplomacy, with where all your troops are
Right, and then you're just
parceled
trying
out.
to destroy other people's armies, take over territory, muster armies, that type of stuff. You're
Honestly,
also managing like other sort of like side situations, like with who's on the Iron Throne and
Who's on first?
It sounded both in and out of the wheelhouse of games I usually play, where I don't usually prefer to play games where you're constantly back and forth fighting with different people. I prefer more cooperative type games and stuff like that.
Like Survive, Escape from Atlantis.
Yeah, very cooperative.
Pompeii.
Last Days of Pompeii.
Super cooperative. Those, are
Thunder
those
Alley.
feel less targeted because
And you always have that wry smile when you're playing them.
I try.
They're a little lower stakes PvP.
Yeah, there's some PvP games we've played in the past where it feels close to ruining friendships, and I just didn't ever want to keep playing those. And now I'm back. I don't want to try them out again.
He's decided he's been friends with everyone here for long enough.
Yeah, and
Time
if
to
I'm
burn some bridges.
and if I'm going to be an agent of chaos, I got to get back into there.
Maybe not.
just
Ed.
don't. Yeah, fair.
Edward.
I'll just make sure I backstab you first. To
Okay, that's
pull
fair.
pull off the Band-Aid.
All right, Ed, 1754 is the first one on your list, and it's also on John's list.
That is a fine choice, Ed.
Yeah, I thought so.
Anybody else know what it is?
No.
I had no idea.
Sounds like a war game.
Yeah, I saw the date, so I immediately thought French and Indian War. Looked it up.
Ding.
Yes, it was about the French and Indian
Exactly.
War.
Is it MMP or is it...
No, it's Academy Games, and they have a
Okay.
whole line of them, 1812, 1775, which we have played before. I just picked up 1754 in trade. So, and...
For Heat, right?
Yes.
So we won't be playing Heat.
Rest in
We will
peace,
not be
Heat.
playing.
Darn.
I think I played it once.
But they, as best I can tell, they continue to get a little better. 1812 was good. 1775 was better than 1812. I'm hoping 1754 continues along, and I think the next one is like 873.
I was
I
going
think
to say,
it's
how
a
far
Vikings
back are they
thing.
going to go?
Oh, I think they've only done 4 so far, and I'm not sure.
Is this
if they've
another
got
2-player game?
No, this is you can play 4, and it's team games. So you have 2 on the one side and 2 on the other side.
Okay.
And
And then you're trying to tilt the balance.
yeah, I don't
in
know if
North
you ever played
America.
1775, but you can actually use your teammates' troops to your advantage when you do your attacks. So there's an advantage to kind of snuggling up with your teammate all over the map, so that each of you has the other person's materials to work with. So it's an interesting game from that perspective.
I'm waiting for the British
It's
regulars
a-
to sacrifice the militia.
It's legit war gamey in the way it plays, but it plays in like 90 minutes, card driven stuff, a lot of dice rolling, but not out of control. And the idea is to just kind of grab as much of the territory as you can and kick the French out of North America. So that's
Perfect.
That's the nature
Love
of the
that game already.
I
Love it
will
already.
probably not be putting a post-it on that.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'll put 2
You've
post-it.
played 1775 before, though,
I have.
and you didn't like it?
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was fun.
That's not
fine.
his cup of tea.
This game was
It was fine.
Okay. Well, we will, and you can play it 2-player as well, so you can just play both sides.
All right, so the first one on my list is Rising Sun. I debated between this and Imperial 2030 because I like the dudes on the map kind of controlling things type of games, and I want to let John hold on to his undefeated streak a little bit longer because I'm totally going to beat him
Finally.
this next time.
I finally
undefeated,
figured out how to
it's
play.
undefeated.
Yes, victory.
If he does 2, then you can maybe say he's got a victory
I
streak going
guess you
on.
could say you've got a streak of 1, but yeah, I'm never playing it again, so I can always just declare that the last time I played, I was victorious.
I finally figured out how to play Imperial 2030, and we're never going to play it again.
Nah, we'll play.
No, you guys
we'll
can play it
definitely
all you like.
we'll definitely play it again.
That's why I
John
don't
will
think
definitely
about
play it
games.
again.
We're going to
Then
play
we can play
Rising
'em
Sun,
again.
the game which I clearly had no idea what I was doing in.
That's also why it's at the top of the list.
I had a lot of fun with
Who
it.
won when we played Rising Sun? Who won when we
Steve,
played
I
Rising
did.
Steven.
Handily.
Steven last turn.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
'Cause-
You kind of walked away at the end. I
Yeah.
remember
But
that.
Kevin
he's willing
King
to
made
put,
me.
He's willing to put his name on the line.
That's right.
To say that he can win it again.
Well, that's very
Whereas
admirable of him.
He's
I think he
he's
scored
a
almost
hero.
3 times the number of points I did.
Yeah, you did really bad.
Yeah.
I did
Sounds like
very
you
bad.
awful.
have
Sam.
room for improvement.
Sounds like I may not be putting
Like
my
I
name
did
on
some,
that.
I did some
More to the
reading.
point, he can't do a whole lot worse.
I did some reading, and the faction you are, the Dragonfly clan.
Yeah.
There's a combo that you can do with the set of cards that we had
You don't need to explain
that
this
would
to
have
him.
broken the game.
Oh, well, now
And
I feel bad
somehow
for
you
missing
didn't
it.
Should have
Figure it
looked
out.
closer.
That's...
It's very sad. You'll figure it
The
out next
post-it
time.
note goes back on.
No, it
We,
doesn't.
we need to give him another faction just so he can't figure it out.
Chris, you have Thunder Road.
Thunder Road. Yeah, I am looking forward to that one. We played it first time with 3 people. It didn't really work out. Next time we played it with 4 of us, it was a blast. It was a
And-
quick game. It's not going to be one of those that takes 2 or
we're-
3 hours.
We're all
It's-
going to kill Cody, right?
Well, of course.
I mean, that seems to be the logical
It worked.
I'm
conclusion.
pretty
Very
sure I'll
well
be
last
just
time.
fine killing myself off.
Yeah, he
I don't
did a
think
pretty
I
good job
need
of that
help.
himself. I think the race is going to be.
No,
So
I
we just
murdered
need to
2
get in
of
his
Cody's
way
cars.
or
Yeah,
what
but
you're
I did
saying.
take
Yeah.
myself out on my last car at the end of the race, so I don't need help.
The reason I like the Thunder Road.
Thunder Road.
Yeah.
Not Thunder
The-
Alley.
Thunder Road Vendetta.
Yeah, but what did it take us? About 20 to 30 minutes to play the game? I mean, it really wasn't that long.
Maybe a
Once we
little
got-
more, but it was
once we
getting
got
back
40
into
or
it.
45, but yeah, once we got rolling.
So I mean, I think we can set it up and might
Oh,
just
yeah,
because I'm
yeah,
just,
we could play 3 or 4 sets of that.
Yeah.
We could bounce through it as many times.
and
as
I
you
had a
want.
lot of fun playing that game. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Post-it note, Samuel.
John, you have one game left on your list.
You can
I
click
do.
for me.
Because 2 of them have been spoken for already.
Right, because Deep Rock Galactic, I want to be in on that. And then the other one, and I actually looked up the proper way to pronounce this because I've heard it 2 ways. The game's name is Shaman, which Sam brought over 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like, okay, well, Sam brought it over. It was a birthday gift, right? And I'm like, okay, so you got to play birthday gifts. And then as we're playing it, I realized there's like trick-taking game action going on in this, but then there's other stuff going on as well, and you get to stab people. So I'm like, okay, so there's some definite pluses to this title. And by the time we got to the end of it, I'm coming around like, actually, this is kind of a cool game. This is not at all what I expected it to be. And I liked the void your suit to use that to your advantage. That kind of thing came into the game. And the way we were playing it, I think we actually made a minor change to the rule so we could have 2 baddies and 2 goodies.
Was it just the 3 of us playing it?
No,
There was 4.
No, there was 4.
Does it play up to 5?
It does.
Because there was a spot that we left vacant.
It
So
plays
we
up to 5.
laid down 5 cards. We passed out 5 cards. 2 people can be dark ones, and everybody else can be, and there's 3 light ones. And so we each got a card, and then we put the other one aside without looking at it. So you didn't know how many baddies there were. You knew there was at least one.
Yeah. And the default rule is with 4 players, there's 1 bad guy and 3 good guys.
Yeah.
But we mixed it up.
So we mixed it up a little bit, and just the card action on the board really kind of, I'm like, yeah, there's a whole lot more going on here than I initially thought there was going to be. So.
I like that game too, and I would put a post-it note on it.
Yeah.
And the thing is I would be interested in seeing it with more people.
Yeah, I'd like to see it with the 5.
Yeah, if you play it with 5 people, you get a whole nother color and actually more cards in each color.
That's right. You were pulling cards out for each color. So yeah, I think that would be. I'd be very
and that's
interested in
another
trying
one
that one around again.
I mean, we played it 3 times.
Oh yeah, it's a
It's a very quick game.
Yeah,
So,
you can punch through
These are
quickly.
good games that you can wake up, play the game. Other people wake up, can get into your more deep.
Yeah,
games.
if somebody's running for coffee, you can actually get a game of this in before they get back with it. So yeah, that kind of thing.
We will have
That doesn't
coffee
seem
at the
very
house.
nice.
You have coffee at your own house? No, you have to buy it in stores now. People don't make their own coffee anymore, Chris. How old are you, for God's
What do you
sake?
have, a can of
If you're
Folgers
paying
sitting
any
somewhere?
less than $10 per cup of coffee,
Yeah, you have to get iced
Gosh,
coffee
man.
with like 7 flavors in it, and 7 tablespoons of sugar.
I'll just pop a Keurig and drink it.
Keurig?
Or we can make a
It's
whole
so
ca-
bad
whole
for the
carafe.
environment. Oh
No,
my
seriously, you
God.
doing Keurig?
It uses those pods. I don't think it is an actual Keurig.
that's pretty heinous. man.
Now we're rethinking.
I'll bring
maybe,
a coffee
maybe I'm not making it this year.
I'll bring
John's
a coffee
sick that
pot.
week.
Oh, God bless.
Didn't you make us iced coffee one year? It was really good.
Yeah, no,
I made cold brew.
Cold brew.
Yeah.
Iced coffee.
I ain't got
cold
time
brew.
to do
Okay,
that
I'm
now.
back in.
Pick the time.
Samuel, level 7 Omega Squadron.
Yeah, this is one I've played not with
With
you
us.
guys.
I was about to
Hey,
say.
I played it with Cody.
Might have been there.
You were.
Yeah, it sounded familiar.
So there's
I
a
really
bunch
enjoyed
of
it.
level 7 games. Which one is this?
There's 2 level 7 games.
There's like 6.
Okay, I have
There's a
2
bunch
of
of other
them.
media.
There's 6 sevens.
Definitely.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. This is not the one I brought last year, which was level 7 Invasion.
Yes,
Okay.
which
Big
was like a
risk style board.
Yeah,
And we enjoyed it, but we played it. This is a different
It was
one.
fine.
It was another one of those under pressure games.
Yeah. This is a dungeon crawler, basically. So
Yeah, okay.
Squad based.
yeah, it's you have the people playing a squad of commandos descending into an alien-infested mad science laboratory, and then one person plays the aliens.
Okay.
So it's like a
Overlord game.
Overlord
Yeah,
game.
Overlord many.
Okay.
Overlord game. I want to say 1 versus many, but
I'll definitely be putting a sticky note on that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I enjoyed it. Thinking about it, it does have a decent amount of similarities to Deep Rock Galactic.
That's what I was just going to ask.
Yeah, I could see that. I
In
didn't play Deep Rock, but
Yeah.
from what it was,
they're just they're in the same genre, right? For sure.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, is it kind of Space Hulky, maybe?
A little bit.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, a little
'cause
bit.
Does anybody
Like,
have a
I don't-
copy of Space Hulk?
I do have a copy of Space Hulk.
We had a copy, but
It's in probate.
it's in probate. Hey, you're a lawyer. You can get it out of probate.
Yeah,
for
I was
us.
going to say, well, actual probate or
Actually, if I can get up to Mechanicsburg, I can grab it. But
I do
We can
also
swing by
actually have a
there and
copy. I
Delaware if you
even
want.
give me power of attorney.
Mechanicsburg is on the way to Delaware.
Give me
Yeah, that's a
power of
good point.
attorney. I'll get it for you.
found my Gene Stealers.
Yeah, look at that.
Is yours 3rd edition or 4th edition?
Third.
Is it?
Oh,
I don't remember.
What's the difference between third and fourth? They're about the same thing.
I don't know. I know.
I would totally play Space Hulk. If
Paul's
somebody
was
brings it up.
third edition.
I
Yeah,
would
Paul's
play it
was
just to
third.
find out
We
what
haven't
it
played
is.
Space
Sounds
Hulk since Paul was around.
No, I've played Space Hulk since Paul was around because I played it with Sam, and we had to use Goldfish because he forgot to pack his Gene Stealers in the box.
Honestly, that kind
was
of
I in that
elevated the
game? It was
experience.
No, I was at the table, but we were playing a different
painted
game.
a
playing
whole
StarCraft.
different picture.
Because when you killed the Gene Stealers, you got to eat the goldfish.
Got to eat the Goldfish.
We have come full circle.
We should have had a higher value snack for the Terminators.
Yes, right.
Some Cheetos. Cody, Adventure Tactics.
Yeah, that one was one I listened to the podcast episode for, and it just sounded fun.
That's actually pretty cool.
I would play that one with you because I didn't get to play that one
straight
either.
up, if you set your mind to it, because what do you go through, like 10 levels or something?
Yeah, you get 10 levels.
So you could find yourself playing that all weekend if you didn't want to get the variety.
I don't want to go
but-
all the way through it. Have it be
that
all
you
my
can
said-
play.
you can certainly give it a couple shots at it.
When we played it, a good third of our time was spent setting up and tearing down.
Yeah, if it's already set up. you
Once-
probably
like-
can-
But then we would play 2 to 3
No,
scenarios.
and then we'd play 2 or 3
in the hole in
sessions.
the table. But yeah, doing 2 or 3 scenarios. So you could do 2 or 3 on Thursday and 2 or 3 on Friday. Still have lots of time for other gaming and be.
You could probably burn
Better than half
through
done.
the whole thing in about a day if that was all you played.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm looking forward to having 4 people at least play it. It plays up to 5,
I was
right?
gonna say it plays up to 5.
Yeah.
It sounded like
So,
and you sound like
do
you
you
just
still
wanted
get
to
2
play
healing
with,
potions if it's 4 people, Chris?
It
You
might be
get
3 healing
more,
potions.
and you still
actually.
chug them at the start of your turn.
Why not? That's what I say.
Cheers.
You've
Up they
got
go.
you've got the whole health bar. You may as well use the whole health bar.
But yeah, no, it sounded like a fun time. And
Healing
I
potion
do-
on ice.
I'm liking campaign style games.
It was
even though I'm not around enough.
It was a neat game, and one of the things I always said with Dungeons and Dragons is what set it apart was you had this really nice progression of your character. Adventure Tactics really gives you a chance to progress your character and go in different directions. So,
That was probably the best part was the character progression.
yeah,
The story struggled.
Well,
But
I won't know anything
it was
about
okay.
it.
Just
The
so-
best
keep in
thing
mind you're
about-
taking a wagon up a tower the entire time.
So
Is
you
the
can
wagon
fight a
still with us?
kraken.
Yes, the wagon's still there.
Yeah. So you could fight a kraken on the 3rd floor of the tower.
Of the tower, yes.
the pool floor.
Yes,
The best part about the character progression was when Sam progressed to a ninja and forgot how to fire bow and,
And yeah,
arrows.
nerfed
that's
his
right.
character.
Yeah.
It sounded like.
I think I'm going to go back to something different.
Yeah. Being a ninja didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
You never even tried it.
All right, Ed, you have Wings for the Baron on this list, but it would never have to go on the list.
It's a perfect game.
I'm still
It'd be a
still
shame
excited
if we forgot
to play
to bring
it.
it,
Whoa,
Chris.
whoa, wait a minute. Which one are we talking about?
They're both perfect.
I know there's one that's more perfect than the other one. Are we talking about the single plane, or are we talking about the
More
the,
perfect than the
I'm-
other.
I'm-
I'm
the
fine with
recon.
either. I just like the game.
Sorry.
That was loud.
Something picked that up.
And
Did John just get the call? You're going up? Yep.
I heard that over my tinnitus. That's
Yikes.
I'm just excited to play the game.
Well,
So-
I need to know which one.
Either
you don't need to know nothing, Chris. You just need to sit down and play.
that can be a game time decision.
I got to be honest, having played the single plane version a few times now, I
comes.
miss the bombers and scouts.
I think you
my
just
man, back on my side.
you just need to change it up.
That's it. I am.
You can't
back
only
out.
play
I
one.
am not
Yeah.
going to the
Gotta-
gaming weekend.
gotta play
All right,
both.
cool. It's 7. Somebody want a queen bed?
I'm still sleeping. On
I already
the couch.
have one, I think.
Right. It sounds like John's membership here is
It's very
tenuous.
touchy. Go
Yeah.
either way.
like
Yeah, I thought John's roots went further.
Hey, John's fixing the
Fixing the sink.
the
so
dishwasher.
therefore- right, the dishwasher.
Another cinder
So
block.
you gotta
He's
go
in.
and leave
You're
after
out.
that.
I can and will play either version.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
I liked the single plane version. I just sometimes I miss having a
The,
bomber.
the thing I love about the single player version is the event parts of the cards become very more prominent.
Yeah.
Like you take the opportunity to snipe other people's aces or
Right, because
you're an asshole
can't
and you
use
blow
that
up
card. You
factories
can't use that card for
after
a
I've
get out
just
of jail
given
free.
you some.
Yeah, those cards suddenly don't have this.
Someone
Well, I
was
can just
being
use
pointed
these
to.
to arbitrarily pick up some stuff that I wouldn't get otherwise. So it's the cards suddenly become much more part of it. It's a much more Smash Mouth game when it's just the fighter. And when it's got the bomber and the recon, it's like, okay, so I always have a pressure valve. I can always get out and do something else instead.
Yeah, but are you saying during the war there were no bombers or recons?
There were, but you're basically making the game more Care Bear by having the option to.
Yeah, that's it. It's more Care Bear.
And I've still failed at it.
They don't like how it panders
To Care Bears.
to a certain crowd and gives you a
soft
safety net.
To these
people.
snowflakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these guys wanting a
Soft
different
gamers.
plane
I'm
for
just
different
saying,
roles.
you're going to be
Gosh.
playing Game of Thrones, and then
They're
you're
why
gonna
the
go,
Germans
I can't take any more battles.
for Wings
Let's
to the
play
Bear.
Wings to the
I'm
Bear
going to
Care
cry
Bear
during
version.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
That mentality is why the Germans lost the First World War, John. Focused just on the plane. You didn't put your production into bombers or recon.
It's true.
Stop
I mean,
with
there,
camels just eat
there
you
are
up.
other factories that can do that.
And let's be honest,
Just
the
not
recons and
R5.
the fighters in World War I were pretty much the same plane. So, and the bombers were very early.
That's
and
not
they
as
were
fun a
working
point,
out very
John.
well.
But that was just them dropping the bombs over the side.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Look, it made sense at the time.
I'm going to fly with this grenade
Yeah,
between
Fritz,
my
pull
legs.
this
Lighting
do with
the
what you
fuse
got.
on the cartoon bomb.
Yes, it's one bomb.
I hope I don't miss.
All right, so the next thing on my list is Maria.
I think we already talked about
We
it.
did
We
that-
kind of
that
talked
touched
about
on
it.
Move
We
on.
touched on it.
But we did.
I'm actually
it wasn't
shocked.
featured.
I'm actually shocked that it wasn't on John's list. 'cause
You know why? Because I knew it was going to be on somebody
knew
else's
somebody
list.
else was gonna pick it,
It's
but-
been sitting in my trunk since last year. It's in the trunk of my car still.
I saw you guys playing it. I won't be putting a post-it note on it.
I think you might change your mind if you got a chance to play it, but that's
It's-
fine. If you don't want to play, you don't want to play it. I'm not going to argue with you.
There are a lot of things going on with it that
I might have to read the rules before going to Delaware this year. But
I don't believe you.
Only there was
You
a
read
way
the
you
rules?
could get a hold of the rules before you went to Delaware.
I will always have someone read me the rules of a game I'm about to play.
It's
Since you and Sam are riding together, you
Yeah, it's
drive
true.
and let's
Sam
read.
will
He can read it out
read me
loud
the
to you.
rules of all
can
the
read it out
games we
loud
want
to
to
you.
play.
Chris put something here that I can't read, so
Yes,
we're going
you
to
can.
skip over
No,
that.
no, you can read it.
Did you
But
write
You wrote
it?
it down.
It
We
is-
all know what it is.
It's my handwriting, yes,
Yes.
but I don't want to read it, I guess
Does
is
it
what I meant to
involve
say.
Horses
Yes,
and
it does.
circles.
No,
Yes.
it does not involve
And
horses.
victory?
It involves wagering. The horses are just these arbitrary pieces that has absolutely nothing to do with
Pass.
how the game works.
I maintain I'm still excited for this.
I hope that I get a sinus infection and have to get.
Yeah, fake an injury.
there's going to be so many two-player games, right? I'm just going to be busy whenever they pull out Winter Circle. I'm sure I can find
I think
somebody
you
to
can
play a
play
game
both.
with.
I'll play unmatched.
bet on
against
you could
myself.
You can play Ghost Stories single player.
Yeah.
It is a
so
solitary game.
so what's the game that you have that is the new Winner's Circle that is just a little bit better? but-
Camels up.
Camels Up.
Camel Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
That's a
is,
very quick game.
it's Winner's Circle. It's just a little bit quicker, and it's kind of hard to take it so seriously because it's
Got a
camels.
pop-up element.
And it's got a little bit more game to it.
Yeah, but it's still that same. Whoa! I'm going to secretly bid on one of the pieces on the board, and then
Yeah,
try
it's
to
usually
not
pretty
give.
clear
but-
which one you bet on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
and it's also you're not tanking. Like that last game we played, it was the most aggressive game of Winter Circle possible, and it strung the game out for like 2 hours,
So we turned it into Illimat.
and it should not have gone that long.
No, it shouldn't.
I just, at night, as Reiner Knizia is sitting on the edge of his bed taking his shoes off, he's thinking, well, at least I didn't design another Winner's Circle today. I can take that one. And off he goes to bed. I
Yeah.
don't think he regrets that one,
I'm gonna have to bring a bunch of NyQuil just in case.
just in case. Yeah, enough for me too, please.
Ed, have you played Winter
the
Circle?
brown
No, I
NyQuil
have not.
that comes
Are
in
you
a
looking
tall
forward
glass
to it?
bottle, please.
I have no opinion on Winter Circle.
It's an
whatsoever.
experience.
Ed, you're lucky. You're blessed. You don't want to waste that.
Oh, poor sweet summer child.
So is that all the games on the list?
No, we still got plenty to go.
We're only like
keep
halfway
talking.
through.
The problem is you don't have any more. Do you want to like come up with one off the top of your
He's
head?
talking about
since-
everyone out there anyway. So.
I've got my 3 games that
He's
I
got
want to
his
play, and
opinions.
we're good.
John, do you
Twilight
feel
Struggle?
bad?
Sam,
I don't.
Oh, I have another
actually,
game?
let's talk about Mosaic.
I want to play Mosaic.
I want to play Mosaic.
Really?
Really? It's tradition. We have to play a civilization type game.
can play
I was going to
actual
say, how could it be
Civilization.
tradition? We've only had the game for like 9 months.
No. Ever since we started the Gameathons, we have always played at least one version of Civilization.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
pretty much.
And it is something
Yeah,
that
but
I always
that
look
one-
forward to.
Pretty much.
Yeah, why not?
I'll bring all 3. Wait a minute, no, I'm not. I'm bringing one.
We gotta house rule those disasters. That's all
Sure.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm fine
we're
with
just
that.
going to play with the base game. I don't
Or
think,
that.
They're not
I don't think
disasters,
we
they're
play
inconveniences.
Yeah, sorry, they're
Yeah,
stepping
inconveniences.
on a Lego is
minor.
worse than those disasters.
Minor inconvenience.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I
we
just-
can either
enjoyed it.
come up with a house rule for them or just not do them.
we could just not play with them face up.
Yeah, they still need more teeth.
We'll figure something.
Yeah.
out.
Just
We'll figure
triple
something.
whatever their punishment is.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that sure.
Civilization-ending catastrophes.
I just
Wow.
I enjoyed
That
it.
was-
and-
that's
You
that
are
just went
removed
real
from the
dark.
game.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh, you just had a volcano in the middle of your
Yeah,
civilization.
exactly. I think that's historically accurate. I would be totally down for a rule like that.
Problem is, then you, I think, by necessity, have to include a way for that player to keep going somehow.
Give them a new
because-
civilization.
No, then they get to go
just
play a
leave.
different
There's
game.
nothing
Okay.
wrong
Get to
with
go play
player
Winter Circle.
elimination when you've got 8 people at the place for the weekend. You just sit
That's
down into the next
true.
game.
It's the best time to play a player elimination
that's
game.
true.
Oh, I
actually.
turned over the Krakatoa card. Guess I'm playing Maria. See you, suckers.
God, why can't there be a Krakatoa card in Winter Circle?
Oh no!
there-
I'm out
there
of money.
can be now.
I just played the Glue Factory card. All right, I'm out.
I do kind of think that's how Game of Thrones is going to go.
Oh yeah, people
I'm okay
will
with
probably
that.
be eliminated. in
We'll
Game of
we'll,
Thrones.
we'll eliminate one
It'll be me.
person and then quickly eliminate a second person, and they can go play a 2-player game together. It'll be fine.
Well, yeah, it's possible. It'll all sort of depend on how.
Okay,
the
so
cards
we're all
break.
going to eliminate Ed because he actually knows how to play the game.
Yes.
Well,
we're all going
and
to
because he's
try to eliminate Ed, and then I'm gonna die.
wait, who's playing the Lannisters? That's you, right? So
I
you're going to be
do-
the first one out.
Okay.
The Greyjoys are actually the biggest threat.
I don't want to.
That if you don't play without the Tides of War cards, it is actually a solved game for the Greyjoys.
Hey, when
Well,
we play
luckily-
Mosaic,
Well,
are
I'm
we
glad
going to
we're all looking
remove
forward to playing
siege
this.
engines? Or
Well, that's why you play with the Tides
Or
of
we're
War
gonna make the
card
rule that
to introduce
everybody can have a
sort of
No.
like
Siege engines don't exist.
some variability.
Krakatoa.
We'll just put them on the
Besides-
bottom of the deck.
Besides on a sticker.
It's the same thing.
Cody, you have the greatest game of all time on your list.
Do I? I know what it is, but is it the greatest game of all time?
No, but it sure is a lot of fun.
Is it the crew?
No, it's not the crew. You're in the chain where these messages were put.
I
I'll
don't
be
remember
happy
what your
to
third
never
game
play
was.
the crew again.
I certainly wouldn't play it in
We-
person.
I mean,
It was the second one. It was the deep sea.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Quest for.
Yeah, we were hate playing
Sucky.
that. It's like
We were, yeah.
Just let it finish. Let me get the
like
Did we finish it, or did we
couldn't
abandon that?
We
No.
couldn't finish it. We had to fully cooperate. We were like,
Yeah,
all right,
we were just
This is my hand.
Sitting at
Yeah.
a
Well,
table at game night
it's
talking
because-
about it.
And at one point, we're all just kind of like, is anybody enjoying this at all?
And we still failed the bunch.
Yes.
Well,
Oh God, we failed
it's
so
because
much.
the second one, the expansion, whatever, it had the dynamically generated tasks,
And some of them
And some of them were just
kind of
and
just
some of them were
generate
just
impossible.
stupid, as opposed to the first one, where even if they were really hard, there was at least a little more thought put into them.
there's
I
some
think.
crafting.
My favorite
put into
was
it.
you cannot win any red cards, and you have to win 3 red cards.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Fail this and move
Redeal
on.
this
back in.
one.
Yeah, somebody throw me a red card so we can
All right, so we're talking about
Re-rack.
Tomb.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that
Tomb.
one was allowed.
Well, that's
I
not a
thought-
game. Why did you name that
Yeah.
one?
What
I-
is what
I-
is this tomb?
I asked if it was a real game because I've only heard rumors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sitting over there.
I
It's
can't
right
see
over
it
there.
from behind
did you
Santa's
bring it
head.
back?
So,
Or do I have it at home?
You have it at home.
I don't know.
It's
So-
somewhere.
Or
So-
it might be in that bag. You brought some games
In all
back and they're in a
seriousness,
bag over there.
I remember Tomb as this vaguely dungeon crawling game that every time I've tried to look at the rule book, someone has smacked it out of my hands and told me not to read it.
Exactly.
I think I
That's not
have
just
played,
Tomb, Sam.
I have played this once, I think,
I think you have.
because the basic mechanics of it were mentioned and it sounded familiar.
You build a party, you equip that party, and then
you
you throw
open a
a
door.
chunk of dice.
Yeah, you open a door and something really, really awful comes after you, and you just start throwing dice at it to try and chase it off. That's
Or
Tomb.
you get lucky and you kill a goblin and loot Excalibur and win.
Do you remember doing that?
Yes.
You remember more than I do.
Yeah.
What?
I may be misremembering, but
Might be
I
thinking of a
do.
different
You
game.
still have to kill
just
things.
a couple of
You
details.
do still have to kill things. I do think I remember that not all of the rooms are equal.
No,
they're not
And
at all.
some of them
Chris is
randomly
now
generated.
pacing the
Yeah.
room looking for a
And
game.
some
that
of-
doesn't
So
exist.
basically,
some
you
of them
got
will
this-
kill
the
you.
improved version
and
of it,
Some of
remember.
them will.
basically have a giant deck of traps, monsters, and treasures. And the original rules are everyone gets a hand of like 10 cards, and you get to seed the different rooms. So you could make a treasure room if you wanted to, but
somebody else
can go in and get it. Or you can make a monster closet and be like, ha ha ha. I'm not touching that room with a 10-foot pole, but I'm going to laugh maniacally when someone
you
else
fake
does.
it. You're like, and then you start running towards it.
You run
to make
towards
sure
it, and then you
everybody
run
thinks
past
that's
it.
it. Yes, right.
And then what I've ended up doing is I have a mix of, like, depending on what the difficulty we want it to be, I have a predetermined mix of traps, monsters, and treasures, and then I just shuffle those up and then deal them out randomly. That way, you don't really know what's happening, and you kind of have to roll with punches. So, I don't know. Either
You
way,
have
it works.
So
where Excalibur is.
I remember finding a room with very easy to kill monsters and lots of really good loot.
Who in their history apps? What was the last time Doom was played in this group?
2009.
No.
Could be.
I probably 2-3 years ago. That would be my guess.
Really?
Yeah, me. Yeah, it was me, John, and Sam, right?
Really?
I feel like I remember playing this game like
See, I
8 or
don't- I don't-
9
I
years
don't-
ago, but I also don't remember 2 weeks ago, so it's hard to say. But seems like the perfect time to bring out
May
that
9th.
game.
I have 3 logged games. I have
About how large a chunk of
the
mimetic sphere
me,
this game occupies
John,
for 3
Kyle,
log
and
games.
Jeremy back in 2016.
Who was it? Sorry.
Jeremy,
Kyle.
and John, and then I have Chris.
Chris hasn't
I have
played
never
this game.
played Doom.
Yes, you have.
I have not.
I have
Yes,
Chris,
you have.
Jeremy, John,
I
Kyle, and me.
specifically remember you being at the table.
Played it
Somebody
one time.
must have hit him over the head.
And that was in 2016. So
I
that
have
was
4
a while
plays,
ago.
Steven.
Yeah.
Have I played this without you?
And then I have Jeremy, John, Samuel, me, and Taylor.
This was pre-COVID. I have May 3rd, 2019 as my most recent play.
Yeah, that
and I have 4 plays listed.
So you might have one before 2016.
Yeah, 2009, 2 2016s, and a 2019.
Yeah, my BGG stats
Got
my BGG
nuked.
stats reset in 2016. So
Well, and I'll be honest with you, the last time I played, I remember thinking, this game is better than I remembered it. I need to get back to this one. So it's been 5 years, which
It's near mythical status in this one.
yeah. So we'll get Chris can sit down at the game if he likes. So
Ed, Co-Prosperity Sphere. I don't know. Did I say that right? Because I have no idea
The
about
Greater
this game.
East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. I think there are some additional adjectives the Japanese threw on there. But
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
yeah,
That doesn't sound like them at all.
no, definitely not. And also was definitely not a sphere of co-prosperity.
But it's in the name.
There's a
oddly
lot of
enough, yeah.
Sometimes truth is not in advertising.
Whoa.
I don't know. This is a game that John mentioned he picked up, and we discussed
Yeah.
it at some point, and it sounded very interesting to me.
It's
And
a
it did to me
magazine
as well.
game, right?
Yeah, it's out of Multiman Publishing's magazine that I think they put out once every quarter, and I was just sort of stumbling along. Another game took me to Multiman's website. I like their magazine games. They tend to be smaller and lighter and quicker, so they fit into an evening very nicely, whereas their other games tend to be kind of big. And when I saw the title, I'm like, okay, I got to look at that just because the title is just so crazy weird. But it turns out it's like a historical term that's what the Japanese brought to all the people that they were invading, saying, great news, we're here, we're throwing out Whitey, and you're going to get rich. Now get into the mines and start getting our stuff and bringing it to us, and we're not paying you for that. So that's where the title originally comes from. But it's essentially the war in the Pacific in 90 minutes. So it looks kind of neat, and I'm trying to forget. It was two of the big board game designers, big war game designers. I'll have to look it up again. Both of them gave it a great review. I was looking through the notes on BGG, and I'm like, wow, boy, if these guys are giving this a good review, and kind of a, I didn't expect much of this, but this turned out to really be a neat game kind of review, and I'm like, okay, so at that point I got to pick it up. And it's a magazine game. It was like $23 or something. So
Nice.
Yeah, if you're not getting the the theme for mine. They're usually historical.
Yeah, I was going to say, you seem to be a
we've
fan
seen
of the
that.
historical
Lots of
games.
conflict.
Conflict. You know,
Can
make sure
you-
the Bears not that conflicty.
Can you explain the historical background for Deep Rock Galactic to me?
That's not on my list.
Bugs are
Dang,
bad.
you're right.
Bugs are bad. That's it.
Actually, I recently
Dwarves
read
like
a rather compelling argument as to why we should like parasitic wasps.
Because they kill spiders.
I mean, yeah, in actual life, not all bugs are bad. They're just annoying.
Oh no, every bug is bad.
In your house, sure.
I'm doing my
every
part.
bug is bad. We should kill every last one of them.
I only kill them when they come in my house.
Mm.
It's my
Become a
domain.
citizen.
Or my
Service,
car. If they're in my
guaranteed
car. It's
citizenship.
also over for them.
All right, so the next thing on my list is just a grab bag. I have a plethora of old CCGs that I
was gonna say.
I'm an old CCG head. That's what I cut my gaming teeth on, and
these are all single player games because
no, I know. I would like for somebody to sit down and play Star Wars or Star Trek with me.
Not Netrunner?
I don't have Netrunner.
I have Netrunner and I can bring it, but nobody's requested it. If you want to put it on the list, it's a hell of a game.
I would like to play it at some point. I've heard good things.
Is
Okay.
it the LCG version or the?
It's the
old-
LCG. No, it's Android Netrunner, the LCD version out of Fantasy Flight Games, and I got it for Father's Day. My one boy gave it to me, and we've played it a couple of times, and both times were like, wow, there's a whole lot more here than we first picked out. And it's a kind of game where you need to play it 4 or 5 times to really start figuring out what the breadth of it is. So I wouldn't mind getting back into it. I have always played the Corporation. He was always playing the Runner. And that worked out for us because that tends to fit our play style better as well. But,
It's Shadowrun, the card game.
Sounded like it.
I would
the
be
card
happy
game.
to play Star
Well,
Wars or Star
I
Trek.
call it
Thank
Shadowrun,
you.
but it's probably
Thank
more
you, Chris.
cyberpunk. I don't think there's any magic.
Shadowrun
Yes.
is a
Order Summer, do you
cyberpunk
have
yes,
another?
setting.
that's the
Because that was half
genre
the
it's
fun when
in.
we did the
But
MLB
it's
one.
Although Shadowrun has magic in
it's
it as
about fates and that sort of thing. So yeah, Netrunner is actually a pretty decent game. Not meaning to
Thinking
stomp on
Neuromancer.
your item.
No,
but,
it's fine.
Yes.
Like
You should think Neuromancer.
Like
So
I
I'm gonna
literally
put that
have
on the list, so I remember to bring it. And I have 2 of the expansions. I got those for the next Father's Day, and it turned out, and like 2 weeks later, FFG announced we're done with this, so we're not making any more. And I'm like, whoa, these are good things to have in my back pocket, just as they decided to cancel it. So I'll see if I can dig those out too.
But yeah, I have probably 6 or 7 different games that I have decks for that I'd love to get to the table at some point. So
I do like Star Wars.
I have played the Star Wars one before.
have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're
I
pretty
used
tiny.
to have the
Bring
cards,
them
but
and lets
I
you
got
play.
rid of them.
Okay. So yeah, I would love to play some of those. Let's see. Chris, you have Thunderstone on your list.
I've been looking forward to playing that for a long time. I don't want to play Thunderstone Quest, so I'm not bringing that one. I want the classic. I want to play it with you. We can get some donuts and live our Gen Con days again. They had Thunderstone and donuts.
Thunderstone and donuts, really?
Yes, and we got there, and they had a big old box of donuts, and we played Thunderstone. They did an epic version where they shuffled. Steven wasn't the biggest fan of this, but it was a lot of fun. They shuffled
hated it.
all the weapons together, so you did not know, but they had these huge piles when you went to the marketplace, and you did not know what was going to be the next card. They did that with all the heroes.
okay.
They did it with all the monsters and stuff that you would face as well.
So you're saying the game is interesting when you play it that way?
The game's
It's
interesting
random.
the way, but
That
it was
sounds
neat.
Chaotic.
It was fun.
Awful.
I'm in.
There was no way to build a cohesive strategy.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It was great because you got to play with all the cards.
Ooh, random.
I think that's more the point of them doing that.
Yeah, but everyone
How
loves it
crazy.
as like the only way to play it, and I'm like, no, it's awful. Because
I did win, so
I mean, that's fine.
and
So
I got,
you're saying it's the best way to play
and I got
Chris.
a donut. I enjoy the
And
regular
you
way
got
too.
a donut.
But the regular way,
Do they have donuts?
the
in
regular
Delaware?
way is
I don't think
great
so.
as well. The regular way was great as well.
No, there's no donut
but
shops.
there's
in Delaware.
always
Tragic.
you got to figure out a cohesive, like this. You need to be able to build something, a machine that works well
Yeah.
into the dungeon. Whereas I've played some of them before, and it's like,
I'm
it
gonna
just doesn't really feel like there's any movement
I'm
or.
going to take the same guy that everybody else took. But more to the point, Chris, the beauty of that game is that when you pick up the donuts, you can also get coffee, and you don't have to drink that Keurig crap at the cheap place that we're staying at.
Brought it back.
Wow.
I mean, it is a win-win.
Shots
I
fired.
don't think John wants to go.
I'm beginning to believe.
I definitely don't think he wants the coffee.
He's going to change the code on the door.
But apparently, John's going to get coffee for everybody every
I'll
morning.
get coffee for
on
everybody. I
him.
don't mind.
Everybody pick
that
a
means we're not
$12
carpooling is
coffee.
the only thing.
You can drive my truck.
I'll drive your truck if I can climb up into it.
We'll get you a stepladder.
And a grappling hook.
So that was the list of games. Does anyone have anything else that they can think of right off the top of their heads?
A couple of the smaller games like Shadowhunters, Buffy.
Oh,
obviously.
we're totally
Buffy's
playing
on the list,
We're
yeah.
totally playing both of those after midnight.
Yeah. Those late night games are just so much fun. But
I can bring we didn't play test this at all. Legacy.
Oh, Lord.
I'm running out of reasons to stay up past midnight.
Samuel's an old man and needs his sleep.
It'll be weird without
Don't worry,
Bob.
We're going to have plenty of coffee.
It'll be weird without Bob or Chad, but
Yeah.
maybe we can finally get through that.
Yeah. Make sure you bring a Sharpie.
Of course.
Got to have a Sharpie for it.
All right. Well, those are some of the games that we're looking forward to. I'm sure we'll play many more.
I'm not bringing any more than
I'm
what's on
not
my
convinced
list.
we're going to play many more. That was a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
That's
but
a
we're
lot
not
of games.
play
But we're there
Jeremy.
for 3
playing all of
days.
these.
I mean, Jeremy and Kevin aren't here. I don't think they get a say.
Yeah, Jeremy said La Granja.
Does he mean El Grande, or
no.
is that a different game?
La Granja is another game. It's actually pretty fun. It's kind of
That's when we played that on Board Game Arena, right? Where
We did play it
pigs
on
and
Board
take
Game
'em to the
Arena,
market, you
yeah.
slaughter them, wine, and
He also had Dinosaur Island because he likes dinosaurs.
Who doesn't like dinosaurs?
I mean, I love dinosaurs.
I'll not play that one.
Steven, are you bringing dominant species?
No.
I'm sad for you.
You know,
that's going to be weird.
And he said
I would
last
put a
time we did
sticker
it-
on dominant species.
I mean, how long did it take us to play last time?
It had to take a long time to
Well,
play.
I think we should.
easy
I
game.
think we should definitely play with at least 6.
it's an evening game.
F you.
Wow.
All right, so that's our list. We'll talk about them at some point, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and a few of these we may actually cover on a podcast, right,
Have fun
Steven?
editing
I,
this one.
I think we should probably cover at least a half a dozen of
Hmm,
these.
so we'll bring
These-
microphones with us.
Yep.
Just a real quick breakdown.
And if you, the listener, want us to do one of these in particular, just shout it out in Discord, and we'll make sure we get to it.
Yeah, or give us any other recommendations, because the list is not finalized yet for the weekend.
And that'll do.
There's no way to say it, but I'd like Cody to bring Dick.
Wish granted.
I had no interest in Cody's dick.
This is definitely a after midnight game.
It's
I'm
a
not putting it-
after
I'm
night-
not
it's a
putting a
late night
sticker
game,
on that
but
one.
It's on the list.
Thank you.
I might have to get a new copy of it.
I mean, look, I want to record on Rising Sun, Thunderstone. We can record on Wings for the Baron again, just because.
Oh, it's a tradition now. Gotta record Wings of the Baron.
Well, you should get on Discord and vote.
What
'cause
else can
all the lists of the games are
Several
on there.
white men
It might
say
be
about
interesting to get
Wings
some
of
of the two-player
Baron.
games.
I would like to do. So, all right, here's the deal. I think it would be hilarious for us to do Winter Circle.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm thinking of a game now. Hold on.
Camel's up. Yeah.
Is it Tomb?
Small World.
Oh,
Oh boy, you
Might
might
as
have
well-
actually lost me. I'm in for almost any game.
Might
I
as well
don't
throw
think I wanna
Smash
play
Up in there,
Small
too.
World.
Why not? Smash Up's fun.
I don't hate Smash Up. Bear Cavalry Steampunk, though, is a broken combination.
Excuse me. Did somebody say Smash Up is fun?
Yes.
Mere seconds ago.
it probably won't get my posted.
Nor will it get my posted.
It only
So
takes
the two
four,
of us.
so-
We just need one more person, Chris, and we can play Maria.
Chris, how
I'm
many?
in.
Does,
I'll play Maria before Smash.
Chris, how many does Winter Circle play? Is it just gonna be you and me?
No, everybody's gonna play. You have to play. I think it plays 6.
Oh, thank God, two of us cannot.
Oh, man.
Chris
Two of
and
us
I
get a
did-
pass.
Dibs,
I'm in. Hold on.
dibs.
I'm getting donuts.
It's 6 at night. I'm getting donuts.
It doesn't have an expansion.
With Winter Circle, I'm getting the coffee and then going out for donuts a second time.